Thanks, Barbary. Good evening to the members of the media. Look, I think we're close to executing the plan. Obviously, we play against a team like Sundowns that has rested well. As you know, over the weekend there were 10 changes, and all the players that actually played today, the 10 players started. Obviously, they were fresher than us when it comes to that, and they are a team that is very comfortable with the ball, highly technical and tactical. So we needed to manage that. We needed to play, for moments, rather than chase the ball around and be too stressed, allow them to have time and space on the ball and run behind us, because they're very good at doing that. I think we did manage the space in front and behind. We could have done better in a way. And then when I look at the chances that we also created, I think had we converted one in the first half, could have been a totally different game altogether, but it wasn't to be. I cannot. This one game, because football is a game of mistakes. This is one game where we want to bash on players, so I would rather give them credit, even though I'm disappointed that we lost. I believe we, at least today, we deserve a point, rather than giving away all the points. So we had good moments. In dying minutes of the game, in referee's optional time, we had a free header where about 3 of our players with the keeper, and we also didn't take it. And when you look at how they scored from half a chance, where it was obviously Squabble couldn't close them down, because now they were just pumping the ball into those areas when they realized that they couldn't find the space behind us and also in front of us. But yeah, look, we played against the quality side, and I'm just disappointed that we did not get something out of this game. But yeah, we take the positives and move on.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to Jobe. Coach Uzazisa.
Hi Coach, yes, Nathan Mawastole for me, Disc Times. Just when you look at this game, why you thought obviously of perhaps kept the point at home, as you say, you think perhaps you deserved one. How do you think it indicates how difficult the second round is going to be? Obviously, with all teams playing for different missions, some are relegation threatened, some are fighting for the title, some are fighting for top 8, some are fighting for CAF. How much endurance is going to be needed in each game? Obviously, this one you thought you fought enough, to keep something at home. How much endurance is going to be needed in each game? Because obviously it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, look, it's definitely going to be difficult for everyone.
So can I ask that
Mamelodi? It's definitely going to be difficult for everyone. There are no easy games now. We look at how we exited ourselves today, tonight. I think, as I said, we deserve something, and there's still going to be a lot of changes. Why? Because, as you've mentioned, that there's going to be teams that are fighting for relegation, to avoid relegation, is going to be teams that wants to be the top 8, and teams that fancy their chances of competing, of getting something for club sport. So we still believe that we are in it. You know, we're not gonna give up now. We're still gonna push. Indoors, not gonna be easy. We're going away to Cape Town now, and in Cape Town it's not easy also. Playing against a Stellenbosch team that also got a lot of hard runners, you know, and they give you no space and timing the ball. So we're gonna have to grind. We're gonna have to, you know, keep on fighting like we've been fighting. And I have no doubt that we will get, you know, grab maximum points here and there. Or what is key? Yeah, so I was not even away, so that how they played tonight. So if Steelers can go away and get maximum points away from home, that tells you that it's gonna be tough, very tough second round. But I think we are equal to the task. I don't doubt our players. When it comes to endurance, I think you must have seen, I think we're one of the fittest team, I think, in the league. Our players, they run non-stop. Yes, they're bound to get tired. And especially today, you've seen most of them, you know, their legs couldn't carry them anymore because they just played the game on Friday, and a very, very difficult game again, in a heavy surface. That took a lot from them, but they saw that on. So it's a case of us managing them now and also rotating, rotating the squad. But it's not going to be easy for us to just do that. We just have to manage them. So it's important for us to make sure that the nitty-gritties and the details we get those things right in terms of making sure that they rest well, they eat well. They sleep early, and because diet is everything, you know. And we've got a very good team of guys in the back room who are doing excellent work and helping these players to recover. So I have no doubt we should be ready for the Friday one to Cape Town. So yeah. I think with this group of players, we are growing in stages, so we'll be fine. Yes, I'm disappointed today, but we'll be fine. We'll get maximum points here and there, and then we'll reach our target.
Coach, I'd like on the defeat. From Google Radio. Coach Karufu was here as well, and he lamented the fact that he knows that your team often concedes goals towards the end of the game, the last 10-15 minutes. That's where you concede goals. That's what he said. Why do you think is the reason for that? And then you also mentioned that even within your team as well, that like Sundowns is more fresher, they've made 10 subs. Would you then say that does your team have that depth as well to make sure that you continue to contend for a cap position? You are now like number 5, you could have went up to 3rd today. Does your team have the legs to ensure that they can stay perhaps where they are or even do better?
Yeah, look, it's I cannot say we have depth. We don't have depth, you know. We have a lot of youngsters who are still finding their feet. You must have seen today where we gave Bayanda the opportunity. Decision making here and there, but it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. We lost Lama last minute. Lama was actually supposed to start this game tonight, and unfortunately, he had a muscle injury that we found out late that he was not available for selection. So along with that, it's gonna be fine even yesterday, but today when he woke up, we felt we can't take that risk with him, then we had to reshuffle the team. So that alone tells you that if you leave, you lose, you're trying to build a team and then you lose certain players that, if you look at the past few games that Langa played, he has given us something in terms of carrying the ball. Because in a game like sometimes today we needed Langa. You know why he was going to take us out of tight situations with ease. So rather than having fighters, we want to have a fighter who's also a ball player. So we want to be able to have that balance in him and pulling, you know, and also now make our transition game, you know, be even in terms of fluidity, look much better, you know, dangerous and create space as well and pick the right players, because what let us down also in this game today was selection of passes. We selected strong players all the time, and when we got it right, then that's when we created, you know, opportunities. When we showed no respect against the oppositions, we looked like we can score at any given time, you know. And at the moment, this is what suits us best. The game that we are playing, we're not going to play like other teams, or this is the team that we have. Until we have now players that can compete, that have that experience. But look, our players are growing in stature, as I said, individually and collectively as a team, getting better. So we're not even worried about that in terms of the depth, and they will grow within the squad and within the team, and we'll get better with time. One thing that I know for sure is that come end of the season we have achieved our targets. That's the bottom line for us.
And then on conceding goals in the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, look, you are bound to crack at some point, because if you can look at our defense right now, it talks to the depth that you're talking about. You know, we had Gustavo on the bench, who's still not ready. Though he's showing signs, good signs. We had Dube, so we couldn't now throw Dube in this, you know, game of this caliber. Why? Not because we don't believe in him, but also looking at how we can bring him in, because the guys that we're playing, they've been consistently, you know, doing well. So now you don't want to tamper with that. You know, the only time you can tamper with that is when there's a suspension, and then it will give us now a different dimension. But if you look at this season, even the goals that we conceded, they are probably, if he says that maybe it was against TS Galaxy. TS Galaxy, yes, you can say that. I'm thinking of another game that after TS Galaxy that we considered, you know, just after. Because other games, I'm talking about games that we played probably last year. So as a team, we're growing, we're getting better. As I said, if you run out of steam, then you lose concentration, then you commit like mistakes. If you look at even the goal that they scored, there were too many bodies in front of the one, should have just jumped and make, you know, life a little bit awkward for the player that, you know, had a shot towards the, you know, the goals. But look, I can't kill the players when they gave everything, you know. All we needed to do as well, we were supposed to take our chances. They defended very, very well. We just needed to score. It would have been a different ball game altogether. Just needed to just probably get one ball inside the net and see how Sundowns reacts. Because if you check, every time we lose against Sundowns, we lose just like this. We create chances, we don't take them, and obviously we made them aware. Sundowns is a team that plays with moments. You can sometimes think you're on top of them, and you give them 2-3 moments, they'll hurt you. Because when they create goal-scoring opportunities, if they get 2, they'll take 1. And you create 4 or 5, and then you take nothing. You get what I mean? So, and they gain the momentum, and they've got the experience of playing in Africa. They know when to buy time, they know when to attack, they know when to... How many turnovers we had today, and they were just making sure that they're getting yellow cards, they were making fouls. And actually, to be quite honest, probably some of their players, one should have gotten red card today. If you check from first half, all the turnovers we had when we were attacking them, don't make a foul, don't make a foul, don't make a foul. Even second half, you know. So, but because they are smart in doing that, you can see it comes from the experience of those players, how they manage the situation. They know how to help the situation and make the situation to be in their favor. And us still have players, some of them were playing in APC Municipal League. Their first season in PSL, some come from in Zimbabwe. You know, they are still growing, 22, 23 old. Some were playing in the DTC, except for pulling only when we go forward, and then when we talk about the defense, then that's where you have that experience, but Killian is still young. So when you talk about experience, you talk about Tara, you talk about Hannah. And then when you go back to Sandile, probably Sandile, after such a long time, ever since he joined AmaZulu, for the first time he has played so many games. If you profile Sandile, he was a cheaper. You have to check how many games he played. We went to Paris, how many games he played. So I'm talking consistency. So where he's being challenged week in, week out, where Sandile will play every after. Right now he's going to have to play every after 3 days. So how is he going to respond? So it comes now. It's a case of mindset, and not only Sandile, but that's the mentality we're trying to instill in our players. And it may take time. But to be quite honest, they are responding positively.
Coach, this is Taban Mshungi from Jones FM. You just mentioned of coming close to your target. Can you able to share exactly what is your target for the year? And then the last one that I want your comments on that. Can you comment on the draw that you see your team throwing on the quarterfinal? What came to your mind when you see the draw?
Okay. The target, obviously, our target is position 4. It has always been there as a club, and we also fancy our chances that we can finish in top 3, because teams are going to cancel each other. All we have to do is to win our home games, and unfortunately we lost tonight. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and redeem ourselves and make sure that now we go out and get maximum points away from home, just to give ourselves a chance. Then going to the draw, coming to the draw, I would say, look, cup games are very tricky in the sense that when you see, it's a case of David and Goliath, and it has happened in the past, where the so-called big teams and the so-called smaller teams, you end up, experiencing an upset. So we are not going to take that game lightly. We'll give it our best shot, because as a team we also want to see ourselves, lifting a trophy one day. And I think all the teams that are in the last 8, they fancy their chances, like any other team, included us included. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I've heard some people saying, I know it's going to be easy because the big guns are out. Actually, it's better to play against the big guns because the big guns, they are an open book for you, rather than playing against a team that you will get a surprise, you will know 2 of their players. So it's when you profile the people, for example, coming into the Sundowns game, it was easy for us to profile Sundowns. We knew the minute we saw that the 10 players they did not take part in the previous game. And today, then even know that the chances are, if they change, these are the changes that they're going to make, and this is how it's going to, if the game, in terms of going forward when they defend. So it's easy because you watch them week in, week out, in the Betway. So how many games do we have of Kasrik? So we're gonna have to find another way of making sure that we get people to go and watch. We don't have to hide it. You can't hide it at this level. We need to know. We need to get very, very close information about them. We can't take them lightly.
We'll recognize your organ. This is the last one. I think so. Last one.
Coach, Tando Wayne. Friday, another one. Same player, I think Hannah was right to the pass. And the development this time he threw a save. Just on him, yes, we have been giving him so many chances leading the line. Just what to make of him so far. Yes, we have spoken several times about him, but to miss those chances, I'm sure you must be devastated because playing against Sundowns, how many chances you going to get? Something like that. Just also because there's a big one. You play for both clubs. What are you hoping for that game? Because you got your own aspiration and also fighting the top there. Just what are you expecting from the close team playing on the weekend from your side, just to keep on going yourself, to that top to the top four?
What am I expecting from which teams? From
just on the derby, yeah.
I'm from Mamelodi. When I'm good in it, I'm thinking as I'm now. So you need to have a time over for home sabotage. So I'm going to go into the course. Look, Tando is a hurricane player. And to be quite honest, Tando has done very well. And I don't want us to put him under pressure. He's already scored 6 goals. He's only 23 years old. Yes, other 23 years old, they learn fast, they grow fast, they mature, very fast. But now it goes back to what I said to you. He leads our spearhead because of his pace. He's very dynamic. And you can see some of the mistakes that he makes. For example, we got a break first half. He runs to the far post when he was supposed to run to the near post. And the goalkeeper ended up but if he went to the near post, he was going to tap in. You were definitely going to tap it in because it was going to force the keeper now to come. And keepers, they don't go to the near post. If you go to the near post, you're likely to score. If you look at the very same situation, he scored the very same against TS Galaxy. He went to the near post, he scored. But today he decided to go to the far post. When he goes in, broke through. So he was just supposed to do it. So now you understand what I'm saying. Why? He's still learning. He's still learning. And, when you are a coach working with mostly youngsters, patience is very, very key. Yes, it's disappointing because I can sit here and tell you some of the points that we have dropped. Trust me, AmaZulu will have been long number 1. People maybe they think I'm mad when I say this. Because people they watch football differently, but I'm telling you now. We went to Skukune, we were leading 1-0. Dying minutes just like today. We considered we were leading 1-0. We went to Magezi, we were leading 90. Actually, reference optional time. The game was finished. So you take all those points. We went to Kaizer Chiefs, it was the same. Trust me, there's a game we lost here. We did not deserve to lose that game against Polokwane City. So I'm talking 9 points. But that's football for you. We're sitting here today, we all know that we don't deserve to lose the game today. We could have done better because we gave everything. But that's football for you. And there's other games that we also won that probably did not deserve to win because the oppositions on the day they created more chances than us. But if you can go and check the stats, we are probably one of the attacking team If there's Paris Sundowns, we're up there. So it tells you might see when you look at our system, when we play, it's fine, you can see it that way, but we still create chances and sometimes we hit you with that one. But before you look at that one, you probably miss 4. In that very same game, Tando had 2 1v1s in Pulukwan. He took clear-cut like 1v1s with the keeper. You know? So after that, what happened with Tando? He came back and scored another 2 goals. I don't know if you understand. He missed in Pulukwan and then he scored for us. He missed against Kukune, and then the very same, because we were playing on Tuesday and Saturday, he scored for us against Amakis. You know, so I can't give up on him. If he is leading, obviously we don't want to put other players under pressure. Kambini is only now coming back. He's been out, you know, injured for quite some time. And now you don't want to throw Kambini into the deep end. Moon is out injured. So you're trying to manage all those people. We don't want to throw Kutu as a spearhead. We'd rather use him more as a 10. Why? Because he's not explosive. Tando is explosive. You can rather play Makologo as that player who can break the lines. More especially today we're playing against Sundowns that we're holding the line. So Sundowns actually, they played in our hands. We needed just a player that can see those movements, just to chip the ball. How many times they held the line, we wanted to play the ball through. I mean, the guys let the ball eat the grass. Sometimes just chip is getting. So today we had many of those. So, but it goes back to when you're working with youngsters who are still learning. Sometimes our emotions, they get over them. And now they want to go and analyze the game and see what you want to do. Kube namhlanje prepare nami bakhuluma ngami kusasa ukuthi ngiphashele ngishayele ngaphansi sashaya Sundowns, but now labantwana badinga isineke. Angeke ngibheke njengomuntu ongazange adlala ibhola ngidlale nami abantu babanesineke kimi ngisi club nami like siyafana lithi angithi nani nokungabhali kahle khona ubhale uthi ngikhuluma istatement bullish statement amaro yangiqeda bro wena hello manje ngizabathe ngithi mangibona ngithi mara lo mthita lona uzokwenza ukuthi ngingasakhuluma nje.
No, it's not me. It's not me. It's the editor.
Editor.
He changed the intro code.
Mthe bafethu mina angithi sifuna ukuthi
I sent him the article. I told him.
Yabona sebakhomba wena mabona.
Coach, it's the same thing that I also had before.
Yeah.
Sometimes I tell you write quote an article, you leave it on the CMS, and then the editor changes it because you know the story. And then that is beyond us.
Sure. But
so when you call it now, hey, I wrote this.
No, they don't tell you when they change.
Yeah.
You see it on Facebook. You're like, how? I didn't write it.
No, but emotion and
Exactly.
Because manje wenza ngazothi thina
Correct what you wanted to say. What you were saying as opposed to look at shit. So that's by fa.
Yeah, nimtshele la imani lapha emuva le ukuthi we umqedeli ngoba mina thina sesizosaba ukukhuluma and ngibona thina we have a very good relationship now. Bafethu.
I'll tell him to.
Ngifuna ukuba-free ngimtshele zonke indaba yokujibela zona. Ngiyahlekisa ngidliwe kwathi.
Thanks, coach. So,
Wenzani ukapeni?